How do your products use or challenge conventions, and how do they represent social groups or issues?
First, we come to the part of characters. We most use conventions of school drama characters. We use a lot of stock characters, like Lucy, mean and manipulative. If you have watched Mean Girls, you know Regina George. She's basically her. Dawn, loud and annoying, and Sean, shy and invisible, even Huang in the Flash of the Boat. Emily, passive and nice, like Katie, Heron.
In the beginning of the Mean Girls film. In the beginning.
Yeah, Irene, really being a honest friend, opposite of Lucy. And all of them represent a teenager group.
Yeah, they're all kind of stock characters that you see day to day kind of thing.
Yeah, and talking about classroom behavior.
So they all act really conventional when they're in a classroom, like at the beginning when there's teachers trying to get their attention and they're not having it and trying to speak, or like at the end when they're trying to pack up and high-fiving and they're trying to leave as soon as possible. It's very stereotypical.
Yeah, and their language is very conventional really nowadays, and you can see Dawn saying nah rather than no.
Yeah, and very relaxed speech, definitely.
Yeah.
So speaking about the characters, going to that is that we have a very diverse cast, and that is because we are an international school. And of course, we wanted to make it a bit more realistic to how we are used to, because I've always been to an international school personally, so I've always used to seeing people from very many different countries, and we wanted to reflect that, although that's unconventional because otherwise most classrooms
would challenge it.
Yeah, lots of classrooms would have like not a single race per se, but like have a classroom that's local to their area.
Yeah, sure. And talking about costume, I think a lot of them follow the convention of school drama, because you can see Sean, he's wearing gray bluish shirt, and it is a popular trend of teenagers nowadays, and it also is a convention of a student who is really passive. And Dawn, who's wearing also blue but bright blue hoodie, which is a convention of energetic boy.
Yeah, it really gives that message out. And also with Lucy, who's wearing a very nice pink kind of thing, that really shows what a bitch she was, basically, because she's very extra feminine. This is very common in Mean Girls films that have school drama, because tend to be the women that are very dominant in this tend to wear pink and be more
attention.
Yeah. Emily, on the other hand, wears grey and white because she's very passive and she's very relaxed and she's kind of different from the others. Irene wears white because she's pure and nice.
And the style of the costume, I think it definitely followed convention, because they're wearing t-shirt, flannel, and hoodie rather than suits.
Yeah, the style of the clothing for there, along with the colors with the rest of the cast, are very conventional, and it's like in every other high school film.
And definitely costume follow the convention, and it represents the social group, teenager social group, because they're not wearing anything really formal. Definitely. And you can tell they're teenagers. Yeah, talking about the props.
Yeah, so the props are quite unconventional for school drama, but quite conventional with the fantasy films, except for something like the lovers, which are kind of conventional in both, because lovers tend to have the necklaces together with the rings, which can be conventional for school dramas because the people that are relationships tend to use these props, but also fantasy films because it can mean something a bit more like having a actual bond together.
Yeah, sure. And talking about wings, I think that really is a convention of being an angel, but the color is black, which is unconventional of being an angel. And talking about werewolf's mask, I think that followed the convention, because you can tell this is still the werewolf look. We didn't make it like a kitty or anything.
No.
And talking about our narrative, I will tell you that's really conventional, because we explore the stereotypical issues, and we have equilibrium, disequilibrium, and new equilibrium. In equilibrium, we follow the convention of like everything is normal, and disequilibrium is always some problems start to appear, like Grayson pushes Emily off, Sean being really alone, Lucy's threaten Emily.
Yeah, these are very stereotypical issues, and with the new equilibrium it's even more stereotypical, because the new equilibrium is about them making up together, and Grayson and Emily being together, Sean and Dawn hanging out, so Sean's no longer alone, Irene helped, and Lucy's alone, which is a very stereotypical new equilibrium for school drama.
Yeah, and we have really stereotypical issues.
Sound is very conventional in this for the school drama in the beginning and towards the end because they're very conventional. It's a stereotypical kind of sound, but towards the night we follow the conventions of fantasy because we have the spooky nights and that wolf howling during the night bits.
Yeah, but that's conventional fantasy.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely. And about the ending song, Happy Rock, I think it follows the conventional school drama.
Definitely,
Like,
it's a very stereotypical
yeah.
song. It's something that you
have a
can
new
immediately
equilibrium.
recognize
Yeah.
that, oh, this is the new happy ending.
When it comes to lighting, before the game starts, I think we follow convention and we use fluorescent light. But during the night, we challenge conventional school drama but follow the fantasy because in Twilight you can see the light is really dim and we use light bulb to create that effect to challenge the conventional school drama and follow the fantasy.
So yeah, we have followed a lot of the conventions, I think mostly for school drama other than fantasy, but I think we've kind of mixed it in together quite well.
Yeah, and we use a lot of elements like setting, costume, and part of music. They all represent teenagers as a social group, and we also explore the problems between them.